Let's talk about the volume page. Open the menu. Right here, you'll find the volume page. Pretty simple stuff on this page. At the top, we have a master volume. Very handy. Sometimes you'll use an FM effect and it'll add a lot of volume, but you might want to take away a little bit. So right here is your ability to do that. Below that is something that's very, very important to the program, which is called vertical grid bottom volume. And all this does is it simply sets your bottom of the grid value. So let's say you wanted to start at the bottom of the playing grid and have it be very soft, but have it be at maximum volume at the top. So what you do is set this slider all the way down, and then your effect is kind of like this. It starts very soft, and then get to the top. It's your maximum. At the bottom, it's soft. I find myself actually setting this slider about, well, maybe a quarter of the way to halfway. And that way, when I'm at the bottom, it's a little softer, but I still get some sound, and I can add volume when I go up. So at the bottom, we have panning width. And this is kind of cool because on the playing surface, you can set it so that when you go left to right, it basically pans left to right fully, which it's doing right now. So if you don't want that to happen, just put this in the middle. And it'll be a whole lot less. Or if you want it completely off, no pan. The choice is yours. Let's take a look at the attack tremolo page. That's found right here. Okay, these are some important things. Note attack speed. If it's all the way to the left, it's going to be the fastest. So when you play a note, it's going to come right in. Now, the reason it's holding is because our note decay speed is right now set to the slowest, which means when you let go of a note, it'll take a while for that note to go away. It's like a synthesizer envelope. Now the decay speed is very quick, so when you play a note, it stops. The only thing you hear is a little bit of echo in this case. So you can play very nice percussive things. So this is where you get a lot of expression. You might want the note to really fade in slowly. So turn it all the way up and then play, and then so really be conscious of this whole world here if you go and you want to start making your own sounds. So the tremolo rate and the tremolo depth, that has to do with moving the iPad on the y-axis to bring it in. And you can set the amount here, which is the depth, and then the rate, which everybody knows, I think, that rate is basically speed. So I'm not going to demonstrate the motion right now because we have our iPad locked down so you can see it clearly. But what would happen is you'd play a note and then tilt the iPad, and then it would bring in the tremolo effect at the rate, speed, and the depth that you have chosen in this nice little window. Let's take a look at the effects. Let's open up the menu, and let's go right here to the delay/chorus. MorphWiz has a very nice delay in it, as well as a stereo chorus. So what we do here, with the delay, there's the delay rate, which is the speed of the delay, or echoes, if you will. The delay feedback. Feedback in delay world basically means how many times will the sound repeat. And then below that is the delay volume, which is self-explanatory. So let's listen to this sound. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of feedback. So if we wanted it to only repeat, a few times, we turn that way down, and let's make our repeats a little louder. So grab the slider and then, right? Let's make it repeat a few more times. This is a very slow repeat. If you want to increase the speed of the repeat, you move the slider to the left. And if you want them to be really fast, you keep moving to the left. So it's so fast you can't even really make it out as echoes. Let's turn the feedback up and have it be at this speed. That's pretty cool. So there's a lot of flexibility there. A lot of times when we were programming the sounds for MorphWiz, we'd make the speed really fast because it comes up with some very bizarre, interesting type things. So that's a whole lot of fun. So rate, feedback, and volume, your three kind of basic and very important functions within controlling a digital delay. On the other side, you have your chorus depth. I love chorus. I just like sounds that are round and smooth, and I tend to use chorus a lot. Basically, it's kind of like a slight detuning of oscillators to create a rounder, fuller type of sound. You can hear what happens when you have the chorus off and then turn it on again. Here's a note with it off. It's very kind of flat sounding, right? And then turn it on a little. And then you see it rounded out. Notice how in MorphWiz also, you can move around the controls while you're holding notes, and it doesn't really affect the sound. Occasionally, depending on what you're controlling, you might hear a little something. But in general, what we tried to do is to make it possible so you could play and edit. I never like, working with synthesizers that when you want to edit something, you have to stop playing. I always found that to be kind of like anti-musical. So we tried to really make this a musical program. Wow, what a concept. And make it so that when you're playing a note, you can move things. You can turn your chorus depth up, so you can see it's detuned a little bit. And then your rate is the speed of that effect, right? So I tend, if I wanted just a nice, full, nice sound, I'll use a little bit of depth, a kind of a slow rate, so it's not that obvious. Yeah, so those are your effects.